Audio, don't you love it? Or the lack of audio as you'd find in Apex Legends. And yes, that is what today's video is going to be about. So my name's Drunkler44. Thank you for taking the time to tune in. I hope you're having a great day so far. So basically, main thing is that the audio is all over the place in this particular game. It's been like this for a very long time, but, you know, I've got some suggestions of how they can improve it, and some ideas, and hopefully you can kind of contribute to that and add some things in the comments below as well. Now, before we get into the main bulk of the content, of course, do remember to never stop moving, never stop believing, and stay Apex. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, so realistically, I think we all kind of find that audio is a little bit all over the place. Now, personally for myself, I use a Turtle Beach wireless headset. It's pretty good. And I find that I really struggle sometimes to actually hear the audio and differentiate the audio between my teammates and enemy coming at me, or enemies coming at me. And I find that this is a really difficult thing to sort of identify sometimes. Now, it's like we literally go coming up into this building. I thought I might have heard something, like a little faint little thing, but it didn't give me enough information, and unfortunately I thought that one of them had got downed because I was in Beast of the Hunt. Made a mistake, but JHD cleared up, so no problem. But the audio is very, very buggy and very sort of all over the place. So if, say, like a teammate is running behind me or running near me or anything like that, his footsteps are really loud. It doesn't matter which character, whether it's Wraith, Octane, Pathfinder, I can hear the audio cues as loudly as you'd like. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I keep on looking around a lot of the time, looking for footprints, if I'm playing Bloodhound, looking around, and I find it really, really, really hard. I also find that with the audio, that you cannot tell what is an enemy's and what is a teammate's. So as you can imagine, there's been many a time when me or my friend has basically thought that, you know, it's a teammate that's behind them, or it's me and it's not them, and so on, and then we found out actually it's an enemy and they're shooting us in the back. I would say that it definitely needs to be looked at. Now, this has been an ongoing issue for quite some time. You know, I guess you do over a period get used to it. I mean, obviously having a wireless or wired headset is going to help. It's not going to solve every problem by all means, but it's definitely going to improve it a little bit at least, because if you're listening to it or trying to listen to the audio through the TV, which I have done before when I haven't been talking to anyone, I don't always play on the headset, and to be honest, it's even worse. Half the time you don't even know who's approaching you or what is going on. So, you know, it really goes against people who haven't got any sort of form of headset, but, you know, I would expect that to a degree. I just find that as regards to the audio, it's very, very poor. There's a lot of also extra sound effects kind of in the game as well that kind of make it very, very hard to tell what's going on. So sometimes, you know, you could run through a particular area and you'll get this kind of whooshing sound or extra sound and all the rest, and it's very hard to then hear what is going on. So you're left going, well, is there enemies? And then you get attacked, so you're like, oh yeah, there was. But, you know, sometimes, as you well know with Apex, is that it is all about being able to listen out. Now, I know that sometimes I do talk to my friends, on mic, especially if I'm playing with them, but we also do listen out for, you know, if there's something going on. If I hear just a slight kind of sound effect, you know, usually I'll sort of be able to tell, but it's very hard to sometimes tell where it came from. It's very easy to lose people, unless you're Bloodhound, but even Bloodhound with the tracks, it only works from a certain distance, so it's very easy to lose someone quite, you know, quickly and very cheaply sometimes as well, just because of the lack of the audio. Now, regarding improvements, so to me, I think that there should be settings. That's all I think that they need to add, is add some settings and basically allow each individual gamer to kind of adjust it accordingly, depending on maybe their preferences and their particular style. Because realistically, I think that the main thing is with audio is that everyone is different in what they can hear. Some people have hearing discrepancies, so they might not hear anyway. So they have like a colorblind option. Well, it'd be really good if they just added a kind of an option that said, you know what, here's a kind of an option to get away with it, and have that extra bit of, you know, clarity where you need it, or markers or something like that. Just something very simple, just to kind of help depending on the situation. I mean, for me, I'd like settings to be added where I could adjust the audio accordingly. So say, for example, like a teammate, I would like to lower my teammate's footsteps. I don't want to hear my teammates' footsteps. I don't want them sounding like an elephant, because trust me, they really do. You know, and it sounds really, really loud. And I'm like, God, I can't hear anything else. All I can hear, and then bullets start firing. But the bullet audio is not that great either. I mean, you can tell when you're being shot because you take the damage. Although lag the way it is at the moment in the game, sometimes you don't even see that. You just see a little flash and you're dead. And I've had that quite a few times as well. But you don't always get the audio too much. And yet, you know, when people are fighting and things with certain guns, the audio seems really loud, and with other guns it seems a little bit quieter. Is that just me, or is that just something that I've noticed? Let me know in the comments below what you think on that one. But yeah, I mean, like, I definitely feel that audio within Apex Legends has always been pretty bad, and it's definitely been something that Respawn and EA, because they're together, have not ever really looked at improving. And I'm surprised, considering the amount of complaints that I'm sure no doubt. I mean, Octane, for example. Octane is as loud as you like. But the thing is that if you've got a teammate Octane and there's an enemy Octane, you can't tell any difference whatsoever between the two. You've got no clue, and you've just got to keep on looking around and things. Well, sometimes that can be very inconvenient. Sometimes, you know, that doesn't work out, and before you even know it, you've been shot by another Octane, and it can be really, really annoying. It's the same as Pathfinder. Pathfinder has very robotic, distinctive footsteps, but when you're playing kind of like he's on your team, it's much louder than an enemy Pathfinder, because an enemy Pathfinder can grapple and land upon you, and you don't even know the difference. And it's the same with Caustic's gas. Now, here's a big thing. So Caustic's gas, I've always thought needed a marker to show you that whether it's your friendly Caustic's gases or whether it's your enemy Caustic gases. But then also with the sound effects and the gas and everything like that, they're no different either. So again, how are you supposed to tell? I mean, you've got absolutely no idea which one is which. And again, I would just think that things like that need to just be adjusted. It's not a major adjustment. It's not like I'm asking, you know, Respawn to completely revamp the entire game, because at the end of the day, that is unrealistic. But what I would like to see is just some audio improvements in just certain directions for us to be able to play the game just a little bit more in the way that we would want to. Now, I mean, obviously with all the videos about skill-based matchmaking, I know that, you know, according to the way it is, you can win a game, then you get absolutely shat on with bad matchmaking, terrible teammates, and complete sweats, and that is just in normal public matches, which is an absolute nightmare. So things like that are a bit disappointing, and I find that, like, even that is kind of like no way really to enjoy the game. But again, what are your thoughts? Have you watched anything on skill-based matchmaking? I haven't done a video myself. There's been a lot of videos on about it, so kind of feel like I'm just would be covering something that's already been covered. But if you haven't, check it out, because it is, again, another thing that kind of makes me personally go, why is that fun? I mean, like, you know, I don't want to be in a situation where I'm just absolutely dominating, but I don't want to be in a situation where I can't win a game or can't even get a kill because skill-based matchmaking has really kind of screwed me over. And it's the same as audio. I mean, audio just feels like it's just one of those things that's very, very poor in the game. Gunshots are terrible. Footsteps are terrible. Teammates' footsteps are the worst. I think that's probably my biggest complaint, if I'm being honest. And there's a lot of other things as well. So I'd like to sort of hear your comments and your thoughts on this particular element. You know, I think the markers as well. I mean, that was another little thing I just wanted to add. Is it just me, or do the markers seem a lot worse this season than they did previously? I'm pretty sure in the previous seasons there was quite a much bigger arrow from where you were being shot from, but now it's just kind of like a little rounded line, and it's a little bit harder to kind of tell. So it feels like there's been a few changes coming to Season 6. I do feel like, you know, some are needed improvements, and some, of course, are very much, you know, just things that they need to look at. They've got the budget, they've got the money, people are spending, so I feel like it's not unjustified just to say, look, please improve your audio, give us some setting adjustments, let us change what we need to depending on our circumstances, and that was going to, of course, keep the game happy. Do you think that is a really good idea, or is that terrible, and you have a better suggestion? Let me know. But that is it from the video. Hopefully it's not too long and kept reasonably interesting for you. If you like the video, a like would really help me out, it'd be amazing. If you do want to subscribe, I'm on 65 subscribers, so growing a little bit all the time. If you want to join that and help me, that would be amazing, but you don't have to, but it'd be appreciated if you did. But otherwise, that is it from me. So do remember to never stop moving, never stop believing, and stay Apex. I shall see you in the next video. You take care. See you later. Cheers now. Bye.